ready for assembly. I've got my finished pen still in the mandrel. Take that off here. Got my instructions. Done this a few times, but I still like to make sure I'm doing it properly. Got my pen kit here. Notice the tubes are still in here because I bought a pack of tubes a while back, so I always have extras so I can turn my blanks before I even worry about having my my tubes out of my pen kit. So first things first, we probably ought to empty the contents of our pen kit into here, and we'll put the tubes right back in that bag and set them aside. This is a, we haven't talked about this yet, this is a cigar pen, and we're using black titanium finish. So it's like this dark, almost gunmetal finish to go along with the black wood. So first step in the instructions, well, let's take the pen off. Why don't we take the pen off first? This guy's been glued on here for a while. We may struggle to get him off. You guys can see some more fail coming up. So what I've had work in the past is to stick the pen mandrel in just a little bit and kind of work it around. Look, oh yeah, they come right off that way. These bushings are going to get a nice long soak, well, not too long, but a nice soak in acetone to clean them off. Get all that excess CA off of there. It's especially important if you use them to determine the thickness of your pen. I mean, there's a lot. I don't know if you can see how much buildup is on there. Probably not in that camera. There is a 1/16 of an inch or so of buildup on here from all the failing I did in finishing this pen. Those middle ones are really, really bad. So you got to clean those off, especially if you're going to use them to determine the thickness of your pens. If you're going to use it to determine how far to turn down your pen, you got to have them accurate. So make sure you clean those off. If you're measuring, it's not so bad, but still, it's hard to get in close if those things are so darn gooed up that, or gunked up that they're bigger than they're supposed to be. So I think that I'm going to cheat a little bit on these little baggies and not spend a lot of time trying to open the little zip tops. I don't know why each of these things needs to be individually bagged unless it's just to prevent scratching, which I suppose is not a bad thing, but still, it's a lot of little individual baggies. So, get these baggies out of the way now. Alright, first step in the instructions. Assemble the nib assembly. Screw the, well, let's see, this is the nib. Screw the black decorative ring onto it, which is already on the adapter. You should tape or screw the nib on. So we're going to assemble the nib assembly. And now it says press nib assembly in the smallest diameter of the bottom pen tube. That is this one right here. I built this enough to know that. Now I've got my own homebrew pen assembly press. It's high tech here. It uses little blocks of wood for spacers. That's super high tech. Maybe not too many in there. Nope, not one too many. Perhaps a thinner one. Huh. I seem to have some rust building up on this guy and it's not cooperating right now. I might need to drop foil on it. Luckily, I know where I've got some linseed oil. That's probably not the best thing to put on here because it's probably going to go up and dry, but for now at least it'll get us going. Maybe we'll wax it later. Alright. So anyway, this is just a simple, I guess it's supposed to be a clamp. You can buy these at hardware store, possibly some home improvement stores. I got this one, I believe, at Woodcraft. And piece of wood with block bolted on securely at the end, and there you go. You got your own pen press. About 10 bucks worth of parts here if you got some scrap wood laying around. A whole lot better than 80 bucks to buy one. And if you really need the extra leverage, which I've never found that I did, this is just a piece of flat bar stock with like a handle on it. You could go buy yourself a piece of bar stock, drill 2 holes, drill out this rivet, and put 2 bolts in here. Make it longer, put a wooden handle on it. You got some leverage. I don't know. Never needed it. Okay. Press the twist holder G. What is the twist holder G? Okay, that is this part here. This goes in the other end of that. And the opposite end of the tube. Now, I have a problem, and that I don't know where my hold... I've got a block of wood with a hole in it for doing this, and I can't find it. So, we're just going to have to be super duper careful on pressing this guy, not to mess those threads up. The key to any of these operations is to make sure you're pushing straight and square as possible. There we go. Okay. So what's next? Opposite. Alright, slide the spring K onto the refill. That's on the refill. Why do we need that already? Onto the refill. And insert into the spring through a twist holder G. Oh yeah, that's right, we gotta put this guy in. And then I'm pretty sure we screw this guy onto here, right? Is that right? Screw the twist mechanism on a twist holder. Check for proper operation. This is where you see if you made your pen too long. It snaps, doesn't go back. It's operating properly. We give that a pass. Set that aside. Alright, top assembly. Slide the decorative ring F onto the black center band E. Decorative ring F is this guy onto the black center band E. Press the center band with the decorative ring into the largest diameter of the end cap, or the short tube. The largest diameter, so that's this end here. Turn this around. Okay. Let's see. Press the clip pushing L into the opposite end of the cap tube until the shoulder of the bushing is flush with the wood. So it goes into this end. And I'm going to screw that on there so I don't mangle those threads up too badly. In fact, I got a piece of wood with a dimple in it. We'll try to use that dimple to our advantage. There. I pressed very easily. And we are flush. So now I think the only thing left to do is put the pen together. Slide the clip over the threads, screw the finial, screw the clip, slide the cap onto the twist mechanism. Alright, let's see. Is there any grain discernible? Yes, there's a little bit. I like to line the grain up in the closed position if there's any discernible grain. There's not a lot on this pen, so there we go. Finished cigar pen. So wipe the fingerprints off of it. And that is a very nice, shiny, glossy, happy pen. And I'm happy with it. Thanks, folks.